Being limited by budget in Google Ads means your campaign settings needs a review. In almost every account we audit, we find multiple campaigns with a limited by budget flag. Most of the time, this indicates your campaigns are suboptimal. Limited by budget cannot be evaluated in isolation as a metric that shows your ads are suboptimal. You need to examine the underlying issue within the account. You can get limited by budget flag from minor oversights or from seriously problematic campaign settings as well. So to determine the extent of the impact, we need to use another metric, search lost impression share budget. This metric shows the percentage of the impressions your ad missed due to budget limitations. So it's calculated at the campaign level. I will have another video explaining search lost impression share budget later. Why the limited by budget flag indicates you are affected. To quantify the impact, we use the search lost impression share budget essentially. The higher the percentage, the more severe the situation is with your campaigns. If it remains above 5 to 10% for an extended period, adjustments are necessary. So, limited by budget basically means your campaigns need a review. We don't know how severe the impact. You don't know if it's really bad or not, but you can clearly see if you see too many limited by budgets next to your campaign, there is some issue there in the account. So I would say if your search lost impression share budget is about 5 to 10% for a longer time period, you need to adjust your settings. If it's below, it's okay. And if for like a 1-2 day period, if it's above that, then it's, I would say, again, okay, because it's challenging to set up the campaigns exactly to spend the budget every day with the right amount of return. So essentially, when you see limited by budget, it actually means two things, not one. So, or at least you can handle it in two different ways. You can obviously spend more, and this is the favored way by Google, by the way. You can just increase your budget and Google will start spending more, and you will got basically nearly the same return on ad spend as you got, but since you are spending more, you will got more revenue, or you got more conversions if it's a CPA target campaign. However, that means you can also decide not to spend more, but to work on your settings and optimize your campaigns, and then you can go for better margins instead of higher spending. So if you think your campaigns are limited by budget, but the ROAS is good, you want to get more conversions to happen anyway, you can also opt in for giving just more budget to that campaign. So, for example, if you are spending about 500 per day with ROAS 5, you probably can spend 600 per day, and you still will be at ROAS 5. However, as I mentioned earlier, you can prefer not to increase your budget. You can prefer to go for better revenue or higher ROAS from your campaigns. So, for example, if your target ROAS is 4, but your campaigns are already achieving 5, then basically you can even squeeze a bit more out of those campaigns. And quite frankly, interestingly, most of the time that's the case. So when I see limited by budget, but the campaigns are doing well, most of the time it's really, really bad settings that cause an issue with an automated bidding strategy. So for example, I will show you an example later in this video today, and you will see that there the campaigns are overperforming compared to the target ROAS, but since they are just already achieved the target ROAS that was given by the advertiser, that's why it shows the limited by budget flag. So the next time you see the limited by budget, just remember that it doesn't mean that you need to add more budget to your campaigns, but there is something wrong with your campaigns, and you need to adjust your settings to make the campaigns perform efficiently. Obviously, Google will suggest you to spend more because they want more money as well, but you can just shoot for higher margins for yourself. So here is the example I wanted to show you. This is an account handled by an in-house PPC manager, but I still have oversee it. Unfortunately, we lost this client. For some reason, they are still preferring to work with their in-house manager. However, as you can see, almost all the campaigns are having this limited by budget flag. So if you check the search lost impression share budget, it also shows it fluctuates between 6% and 56%. So let's analyze what happens with this campaign, because this has a 20% search lost impression share budget, and it's a performance max campaign. So you might ask, how can someone screw a performance max campaign, which is kind of like fully automated? What settings I need to make to make the performance max campaign even worse? Well, actually, it's really easy. You need to set a lower target ROAS that the campaigns are already achieving. So, for example, in this case, the performance max is running with 260 target ROAS. However, the campaigns are already achieving around 6 ROAS. So you can see conversion value 30,000, cost 5,000. So just by this setting, just by this target ROAS settings, basically the campaigns are in a suboptimal, the campaigns are working in a suboptimal way. So if they just remove these target ROAS settings, honestly, the campaign would perform much better. So, next time when you see limited by budget, you don't need to freak out immediately. Check the search lost impression share budget column along with it. And if it's for a longer period of time, for example, for 30 days or 14 days, it's above 10%, then you need to act. And most of the time, if you are running in an automated bidding strategy, it's basically you are misconfiguring this automated bidding strategy, and you actually can make even a performance max campaign working suboptimally by giving it a lower target ROAS than it's actually already achieving for you. So I hope this video was helpful regarding the limited by budget flag and how to fix it, what you need to check if you see limited by budget in your campaigns or in your account.